Hey there, this is Casey Turton. I'm host of the WINS Life Hacks and Life Coaching channel, and I am also a certified life coach trying to help us all become better people. And today I'm going to talk about how low self-esteem can block your ability to get ahead in your life and implement good life plans. Now, I don't think I have to really explain too deeply what low self-esteem is, but there is a state that could be deep depression, a lot of self-doubt, and negative thoughts that would require the help of a mental health professional, such as a psychologist, family counselor, psychiatrist, your family doctor, your priest. So I'm happy to work alongside those folks to help you plan your life and increase your feeling of self-confidence and self-worth. And I don't think it's real difficult to understand some of the things that create a feeling of low self-esteem. I mean, it could be childhood abuse, it could be failures that you perceive in your life, such as marriages, family relationships, business failures, could be drug and alcohol addiction, whatever it might be that contributes that, including even an item that's out in the news media and getting a lot of attention these days, which is bullying in school and in cyberspace. That'll have a lot to do with it. So what do we do? How does that impact our life plans? Well, it goes without saying, if you don't have high confidence, you're not going to have confidence that you're going to be able to move forward with some grand schemes, such as a new career or amassing a fortune or moving to the beach or doing something really cool with your life. You're going to be full of self-doubts, negative talk, and folks around you are going to sense that you're just not giving off that glow of success that we all like to have. So what do? Let's take a look then at 5 things, like my 5 fingers, 5 things you can do to help you build your sense of self-esteem. I hope you stick around. There's some good content here. And when you get to the end, please like and subscribe. Add your own contents below here so that I can get a handle on what you want to talk about or what concerns you may have, and build better content for you on the WINS Life Hacks and Life Coaching channel. We'll get started now with the first way you can help your self-esteem. Okay, number 1. And you might have heard of this technique in other self-help areas on the internet, or perhaps going through some of the discussions that you've had with professionals, and that's journaling. And a good way to start is every day when you wake up, or during the day when you have a negative self-thought. In other words, when you're concerned about going into a meeting or talking in front of people or talking to a family member you might have some issues with, take a little notepad and stick it in your back pocket or in your wallet, wherever it might be appropriate. Pop it out and write down what you were thinking and feeling at that time. And then later on, compare it to what actually occurred. Now, in some of my other videos, you might have heard me talking about catastrophizing, which is imagining for sure that the worst thing is going to happen to you. And you build up clouds of doubt, nervousness, and anxiety. So it's that negative self-talk going on in the brain. You can't do that. You're too smart. You're not too smart. Excuse me. You don't have the same education as the people in your office do. That's why they're all getting promoted and you're not. And that really pulls you down whether you know it or not. And I think sometimes it starts when we're kids and we start comparing ourselves as we get a little older, particularly in the teen years, and find out 1,000 reasons why there's stuff wrong with us and 1,000 reasons why everybody else is so cool and put together well. So step 1, start journaling those negative thoughts. Let's take a look at step 2 now. All right, let's go into step 2, which again involves writing stuff down, because I think there's a really good sensory experience of actually writing instead of typing or using a chatbot. But now what I want you to do is the opposite of number 1, which was record your negative thoughts. Now I want you to create a diary every day of what you've done in a positive fashion for yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you cured cancer or you won the lottery. That could mean small stuff, like I made a phone call I really didn't want to make, okay? I was able to stay away from sugar and cookies, which is going to freak me out, but staying away from things that might be harmful, taking your time to resolve an issue with somebody in a kind and loving manner, paying attention to someone when they're talking and not having your mind drift away as they talk and make them feel like you really don't listen, you really don't care. So you got one side of your journal is the negative self-talk. The other side of the journal are the positive things that you've done, no matter how small they are. And at the end of the day, a great natural, organic way to get to sleep is to simply lie in bed before you sleep and recount everything you've done good that day, rather than looking forward to what you perceive to be as negative things the next day. Let's move to number 3 now. Number 3 is, again, I'm not inventing these things. These are things that I found in my life that really make an impact on being confident and looking forward to the future, and that is setting goals. Okay, I'm going to concede there's stuff all over YouTube and all over the internet about setting goals, making plans, okay? One of the biggest mistakes that we make, though, is we overreach. We set goals that are just too far out. I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, you won't, okay? Somewhere along the line, we all know what's going to happen, particularly me. You set goals that make you feel good for that moment, but quickly you lose momentum, you lose motivation. So make small goals. Now, for example, this week, what I want to do is have a goal of spending more time with my children, less time in front of the streaming Netflix and Hulu that have me hypnotized, okay? This week, I'm going to go to that soccer match, go to that concert, 5th grade, 7th grade concert, which, you know, you may need earplugs for, you know how those go. But set goals that you can incrementally increase as you go along and check them off that you've done it. Or if you didn't, find out why. What was the obstacle? So setting goals helps you formulate good habits for your life plan. So when it comes time to the bigger stuff, like making those decisions about marriage or savings or buying homes or relocating, whatever you consider something large in your life, you've got a system down in your life that allows you to be efficient. All right, let's move to the next one. This step for building self-esteem is called self-care. Now, again, all of these topics are, I guess, in vogue, so to speak, but it's often complex as to what we consider self-care and compassion. So you can say, in one sense, it's loving yourself as much as you want to love somebody else. It's being easy on yourself. It's finding ways to get that diet, that nutrition, that exercise, or simply engaging in not mindlessness. No, don't do that. Mindfulness, okay? And what mindfulness or meditation is the ability to focus on the here and now, to hear your surroundings and feel, if you're outside, the wind on you, the sun, notice the leaves and trees, and just take 5 or 10 minutes and absorb everything around you and push out the negative stuff in your mind and make that a daily habit. You don't need to be a guru to do meditation, as I've said in some of my other videos. You know, you can find your own mantra, which is a saying that you like to use to kick your mind into the meditation gear. But self-care is important. Trust me. If you're having alcohol or drug abuse problems, if you're smoking, if your diet is horrible, please seek professional help. And as you do that, along with all the other steps towards improving self-esteem, you'll see that pathway to the future in a much clearer way, because you're going to start feeling really good about yourself, having that confidence. And another key to having confidence as you travel in this journey is you'll stop caring so much about what other people think. Okay? And that's really cool because that reduces anxiety. Let's move to another one and then we'll wrap this one up, okay? Well, if I'm counting correctly, this should be number 5, and I hope I am. And that's to surround yourself with positivity. And we get into these circles of drinking. You know, we're gonna go down to the bar, watch the Super Bowl, or Betty Lou's gonna have a picnic, so I gotta pick up a couple bottles of wine. And as you get into this mess, you drink too much, the next day you feel bad, got a hangover, and you regret some of the stuff you did the prior day, so you start ruminating on your guilt and shame. And all of a sudden you find out that your attitude toward other people has changed, lots of gossips occurring, or you're thinking negative thoughts about them and they're getting in your face about stuff that happened. And you know, it's just a big mess. It's just sitting on the phone or texting all this garbage to each other. You really have to make a sincere effort to find positive people in your life. People that support you and you can support them. That'll take the time to listen to you and help you without any payment or remuneration expected. No debt. You know, true, honest friendship is really hard to find in this area of time of life of fake friendships on the internet. Social media friendships are not friendships, okay? It's not a positive surrounding. You know, you need that in your family if you can get it, in your circle, your closed circle. The power of one good friend surpasses 10 drinking buddies easily, okay? Try that. Try to nurture good, positive relationships around yourself. Now, this is a tough one because if you're in a situation because of your economics that you may not be able to go to those great places like gyms and bars and restaurants and concerts and, you know, hang with the buds at really cool places. You know, there's a lot of us that economically can't do that, but we can volunteer. We can get involved in serving the needy, clothing the needy, working in a church, you know, working for youngsters in sporting events. This is all positive energy and it'll spread to your life and help you. So let's summarize. Let's get rid of the negative talk. Let's find positive things that we've done today. Let's set out for positive thinking with a good circle of friends. Let's boost ourselves by rewarding ourselves and build our confidence so we can make a good life plan. So if any of this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments, okay? I've got more, but I don't want to stretch this thing out for an hour because you know how it is on YouTube, right? That's the way it goes, right? So remember, this is the Wins, Life Hacks, and Life Coaching channel. I'm your certified life coach, Casey Turton. I've enjoyed this session. I hope you have too. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the future.